Upanishad. Kena Upanishad is very different from Isha Upanishad. Basically, the language is different, the content is different. Isha Upanishad was very straightforward. If you remember the mantras, we said, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam Yad Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita. It's basically telling you God pervades each and every atom and molecule of this universe. And we have the task of actually using the resources of this universe very, very judiciously. Take only what you need, because these resources is for the entire, not only the mankind, but also for the animals that inhabit this universe, So the language is very straightforward in Isha Upanishad. Kena Upanishad is more of a dialogue. Not only dialogue, it's very thought-provoking language. Acharya ji repeatedly talks about, the content of the four Vedas. The Rig Veda is Vigyan. Vigyan is not science, but Vishesh Gyan. This was given at the time of creation. Yajur Veda is Karma, Sam Veda is Upasana, and Atharv Veda is just Gyan. We studied Isha Upanishad, the 40th chapter of the Yajur Veda, and because it's the last chapter, it kind of captures the essence of the Yajur Veda, the Isha Upanishad, There are two Upanishads that come from Samved. One is the Chandogya Upanishad. The other one is Kena Upanishad. Kena Upanishad. Just like Isha Upanishad is named after the first mantra of Isha Vasyamadam Sarvam, Yadakincha Jagatyam Jagat. Similarly, Kena Upanishad also starts with the first mantra of Kena Upanishad that goes Kene Shitam Padati Ke Shitam Manaha. So those are the subtle differences. There are 18 mantras in Isha Upanishad. There are 34 mantras in Kena Upanishad that are spread over 4 separate chapters. Moving further, we looked at the invocation of the Isha Upanishad. The invocation of the Isha Upanishad is the Purnahuti that we do at the end of the Havan, Purnamida, Purnamidam. Basically, that mantra talks about how vast Brahma is, or how vast God's resources are. And when you take resources out of God's resources and form this entire universe, God is still complete. It has not depleted anything out of God's resources. And what we have created this universe is also complete. So it actually talks about God and God's resources. But the invocation in Kena Upanishad is more of a prayer for the well-being, physical well-being, basically all our faculties, our sense organs as well as organs of action, हाथ पैर सब सुरक्षित रहें और हर प्रकार से बढ़ते रहें और उनमें हमेशा ताकत बनी रहे, तो again, the Kena Upanishad, because it's from the Samved, the Samved focus is Upasana. So Upasana basically means Up and Asan. Up means sitting close, and Asan, Up means close, and Asan means seated. So we are feeling ourselves seated very close to God. That is the meaning of Upasana. So let's quickly get to the invocation. This is the invocation that I said basically captures a prayer asking God to help keep our faculties intact, let them grow, in all respects. So it says, Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak, Prana, Chakshu, Shrotam, Atha Balam Indriyani, Jasarvani, Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam, Maham Brahma Nirakuryam, Mama Brahma Nirakarot, Anirakaranam me astu, Anirakaranam me astu. Tadatmani Nirate Ya Upanishadsu Dharmaste, Mai Santu Te Mai Santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So really the essence of this prayer is this Rishi is praying to God, and he's saying that all my faculties should be well. All my hands and feet should grow in all respects. I should maintain the strength of these faculties in all respects. And it also says that may I not renounce the may I not get away from the supreme reality of the Upanishads, nor the supreme reality forsake me. May I not renounce the knowledge of the Upanishads. The knowledge of the Upanishads should stay in me, so that I could pursue the task of knowing about God, knowing about Upasana, knowing about Brahm. So that is the invocation, and it starts off with the first mantra. Again, as I said, it's a dialogue between a pupil and his acharya. So the pupil is raising a question, and the acharya is doing his best to respond to him. The language is very paradoxical in the sense it raises a lot of questions. It is thought-provoking language that is actually used in this Upanishad. So very different from Isha Upanishad, as we mentioned. So the first mantra is a question: Kene shitam padati, ke shitam manaha, kena prana praiti yuktaha, kene shitam vacham imam badanti, chakshu shrotam kaudevo yunakti. So the student is asking is what is actually powering my sense organs, Kene shitam padati, preshitam manaha. What is actually the power behind that makes my mind realize what it is, Preshitam manaha, kena prana praiti yuktaha, which is the power that's actually powering my breath, As you know, sometimes when a child is born, there needs to be a doctor's intervention to actually start the breathing process. And once the child starts breathing, then automatically it continues on until the child lives, or the person lives. So he's asking who is actually prompting, who's actually driving these forces that are my sense organs. He says, Kene shitam vacham imam vadanti. Basically, what makes my, what helps my vocal cord with the speech, Vacham imam badanti, chakshu shrotam kaudevo yunakti. Chakshu are the eyes. He says, what is actually, kaun sa devta hai jo mere chakshu, mere aankhon ko bal de raha hai, or kaud, shrotam, what is actually powering my ears also. Shrotam kaudevo yunakti. Kaun sa devta hai jo mere chakshu ko, mere karnon ko bal de raha hai. So a lot of these are questions that the student is asking his teacher. Now, although these are very straightforward questions, you can get a little bit technical about it, and actually elaborate on these questions, or maybe digress from these questions, and basically ask, the student is also seem to be asking, is the information that I get from these sense organs, my eyes, ears, is it enough for me to make any judgment, or are there any other sources that I need to add to this before I draw some conclusions out of it, And he also is asking, is the information that I'm gathering during the awake sense, when I'm awake, is that only relevant? What happens when my sense organs are getting information when it's sleep? Is that relevant? And the Vedanta people go a little bit, digress a little bit away from it, and basically talk about the experience that we all have. This whole universe, they say, is full of experiences. And a typical experience can be classified into two categories. One is the objective side, the other one is the subjective side. I'll illustrate by an example. Basically, I'm looking at my light pole outside my window. I am seeing this light pole. Now, everybody else, this is common to everybody. Everybody sees this, and they had this experience. In fact, I could put a computer or a robot with some artificial intelligence, and it can recognize and essentially emulate what I have just seen. But there's a subjective side of this experience. Subjective side is very unique to me. I'm watching a movie and tears start rolling down my cheeks. And I'm watching something else, goosebumps start showing up on my arms. So this is a very unique one-on-one experience. But the person sitting next to me in the movie theater, he's indifferent or she's indifferent, couldn't care less about whatever. So I'm having a very unique experience. So the Vedanta student is basically asking, what makes me have this very unique experience, which is very unique to me. It is different for somebody else. So they seem to be asking this question in a different way, this similar question, basically. So the Acharya also, as we mentioned, has this paradoxical way of actually responding to such questions. So he comes back and says, Shrotasya shrotam manaso mano yad vachoho vacham sau pranasya prana chakshu sa chakshu rita muchya dhira pretyasma loka amrita bhavanti. He says that the God that is actually driving your sense organs is really the one who's actually called Shrotasya Shrotam. He's the ear of the ears. He's the eye of the eyes. He's the voice of the voices. And he's the prana of the prana. So he's trying to, and he further says that the Dhir Purush, these are the level-headed people. These are the people who are advanced in their bhakti towards God, their knowledge towards God. Dhir Purush understands that there's a divine component to these sense organs. They realize the impact of the divine component. So what they do is they use the sense organs very productively for meaningful purposes and don't stray away from what these organs are meant to be. Now, when you get a little bit deeper into it, basically, I have the liberty to do whatever I want with these sense organs. I could be doing something meaningful, or I could be doing something, not meaningful. I could be using my speech to abuse someone or encourage someone. I could be using these years to actually listen to something rotten or something very productive, something meaningful. So basically, so Dhir Purush realizes the divine component that is powering our sense organs and make use of these sense organs only for the right purposes and don't abuse these sense organs. They don't abuse the use of these sense organs. And these Dhir Purush, when they die, they end up attain moksha or attain liberation at the end of it, because they are just doing the right thing as God meant these organs to be. Now the Acharya goes a little bit further than that, and basically he's trying to explain what this Brahm is all about. In the third mantra, he says, na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, na mano na vidmo, na vijanimo. So basically, he's saying that if you want to know about Brahm, our voice does not reach Brahm. Our eyes do not go that far to actually see him, and our mind cannot comprehend him, So especially a fickle mind has trouble understanding what God is all about. So he says this is what was actually taught to us. Now the Acharya is saying this is the way we were taught about Brahm by our predecessors, जो हमारे आचार्य थे, उन्होंने जो प्रवचन वगैरह दिए, वो प्रवचनों के द्वारा यही हमको बताया कि ईश्वर या ब्रह्म हमारी इंद्रियों से परे है. ही इज नॉट, इंद्रियों का विषय ही नहीं है. इट्स नॉट एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ आवर सेंस ऑर्गन्स. इट इज वेरी डिफरेंट from our sense organs. So he says this is the way we were taught, but he leaves an element of question that we need to ponder on. He says that it is not of any material matter. So Brahma is not of material matter, and he's beyond the material senses. Our sense organs are made out of material. They are atoms and molecules with some elements in it. So he says Brahma is different from the known visible matter and is beyond the unknown. Now, when you take this explanation of Acharya ji, you can actually say that in this universe, you can essentially classify everything that exists in the universe into two categories. One is the known, the other one is the unknown. So whatever is unknown now, we also know that in course of time, some of it will become known, hopefully will become known. So you can actually categorize this into known and unknown categories. So he's kind of prompting the students to think about what is known and unknown at the same time, So when that question is posed to you, you begin to realize what is known and what is unknown to me. And when you ponder on that, you begin to realize, it is the self that we know some parts of it, in the sense that we know the physical body, but we don't know that much about the Atma that's actually powering this physical body. It is the Atma that is a source of power. It is like the power outlet that is actually, once it plugs into our brain, it makes the brain realize what its true function is, and the brain starts functioning as the central processing unit and manages the entire body, But we don't know that much about the Atma. So it is really the self. That's what the Acharya is drawing you close to, realizing that it is the self that is a combination of both known and unknown. And he's kind of saying that try to know yourself first, pehle apne aap ko jano, And we also know that there's a mantra in Rig Veda that says yatha pinde tatha brahmande. So basically we are saying that whatever exists in this physical body is a replica of what exists in the universe. So knowing your true self is essentially a step towards knowing what exists in the universe, what exists in or what God is all about, So that is the direction in which this Acharya is taking the student. And then he illustrates this point using 6 mantras, basically 5 pertaining to the sense organs and the 6th one pertaining to the man. Let me get to that. That is, these are mantras 4 to 8, and basically repeats entirely the same thing. He says, Yad vacha anubhyuditam yena vag vyudyate tateva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yaditam upasate. He says, the power that is driving your speech, it's not part of your speech, it's not part of your vocal cord, but it is actually driving your vocal cord. But your vocal cords cannot fully understand him, perceive him. So he's only driving your vocal cords. It is not part of your vocal cords. It is not part of your speech, and speech cannot really fully explain him. He says, recognize that to be Brahm and not what you've been worshipping. Similarly, he goes on with the other sense organs and says, it is not the power that's driving your eyes. It is not part of your eyes, and the eyes cannot see this source of power. Know that to be God, this source of power. Know that to be God and not what you've been worshipping so far, or not what you've been adoring so far. So this ends up basically covering the first chapter, and this mantra is repeated many times using different sense organs. So I didn't see a need to actually keep on repeating the same mantra.
You want to give an example of the power that the receptacle?
Yeah. I had mentioned earlier. These sense organs, we need to understand, are basically receptacles of information. Once they receive the information, if the brain is not there, this information is of no use. And then once it gets to the brain also, the brain cannot do anything if the intellect is not there. And if the intellect, if the ears are there, the brain is there, and the source of power, if there is no life that is actually being provided by the Atma, then again, all this information that is being gathered by our sense organs is useless also. So basically, we need to understand that ultimately the buck stops at the Atma. The Atma is the ultimate source that is actually powering the brain, and the brain realizes what its true function is, and then it makes it the central processing unit that is managing all the sense organs and the organs of action. That completes the first chapter. I think we are getting close to the end of time. Anybody has any questions?
Well, Jandaji, I had some thoughts, but I think we are close to time. I would suggest, I think what you covered, there is a lot of in-depth detail. We should explore this more. Do you think it's a good idea to continue with this next time as well? I mean, before we get to the next mantra?
Definitely.
I think we should do that. I think there were some thoughts are coming, but I don't want to take the time from our Yajja today. So I think let's hold it here, and then we'll revisit this again next time when we have more time. So Garima, Geeta, or Garima, over to you for the Yajja.
Namaste, Jyoti ji.
Namaste, Jyoti.
Garima, are you there?
Very well, Max.
I think in the next, Anji, in the next one, I'll ask questions maybe. So maybe.
Yes, that will be a good. Yes, that will be a good. But then you need to share your deck with everybody once again, so that
definitely.
People can look and review. Yeah.
It will be an open book exam. So.
Yeah. Geeta, Garma, are you there? I mean, to take over for the kids program.
जितेंद्र जी, आप एग्जाम थोड़ा इजी रखिएगा, मुझे अभी से ही डर लग रहा है.
Geeta, कोई नहीं, it's open book, so you know.
Sure.
Okay.
So I think I just introduced that at our ARYA SAMAJ first Saturday of the month, our kids and youth will be doing Havan, and we've started the ARYA SAMAJ Youth where a program where one of the initiatives is to do Havan by youth every first Saturday, along with a lot of volunteer work and small projects that we will be doing. So today, I think the Havan will be, and Aryan is leading this along with his brother Ryan and a lot of other kids that we have. So today's Havan will be by Aryan, and Prerna also will be doing the Sandhya, and followed by kids participating. So I think Aryan, if you're ready, Prerna, are you ready?
Yeah.
Can you guys
Garima,
hear me?
yes, Aryan.
All right, cool. So namaste everyone. My name is Aryan, and we are here today to commence our monthly youth Havan. With the blessings of our elders and the support of all the youth, we want to develop as a community and try to take it to the next level. The idea is to have ARYA Samaj youth who work together to recite mantras, perform monthly sandhya and havan, and talk about a topic that strengthens our moral values. Over the period of time, we plan on volunteering and try to help wherever need be. Without any delay, I want to show you the agenda for today. Few of us will be collaborating together to accomplish today's sandhya and havan with each other's support. So I'll quickly share my screen and show you guys what we will be working on today. All right, it says that I can't share because host disabled screen sharing, but it's fine. So I'll just.
Sorry, Aryan, what do you want to share? I'll make you the.
I just want to share my screen.
Yep, sure. Go ahead. Is that?
All right, got it.
Yeah. All right.
So can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. So today first we'll start with as you guys can see, we have our agenda for today here. And if any youth wants to participate that is not already participating for next time, please reach out to us and we can add you in wherever we can. You can sing a bhajan, you can do a prayer, it doesn't matter. But without further delay, I will hand it off to Ryan for our first mantra.
Om Triambakam Jajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvararukmeva Bandhana Brityo Mokshe Maratat. Om Triambakam Jajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvararukmeva Bandhana Brityo Mokshe Maratat. Om Triambakam Jajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvararukmeva Bandhana Brityo Mokshe Maratat.
Thank you so much, Ryan. That was incredible. So next we will go on to Gayatri Mantra. If Ronak is on the meet and he wants to sing Gayatri Mantra for us. Ronak, just unmute if you're here.
Namaste. Om Bo. Om Bor Bhuaswa. Tatsavitarvarenyam Barko Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yada Prachodayad. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti.
Thank you for the nice Gayatri Mantra, Ronak. We will be running into our next bhajans. So if Yash and Yashvi want to sing Tune Hame Utpan Kiya, please unmute.
Okay. Namaste. दुखियों के कष्ट से हरा दे तेरा नाम याद है तेरा ही दान तेरा ईश्वर हमारे वर्दी को श्रेष्ठ
Thank you so much, Yash and Yashvi. That was absolutely awesome. So now we will be running into Sandhya. So if Prerna and Pari want to start off our Sandhya.
Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Om Shano Devi Ravishte Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shayo Ravishtavantu Na Om Vak Vak Om Prana Prana Om Chakshu Chakshu Om Shotram Shotram Om Nabhi Om Hridayam Om Khandha Om Shiraha Om Bahubhyam Yashobalam Om Katala Katishke Om Bhu Punatu Shirisi Om Bhuva Punatu Netrayo Om Swaha Punatu Khandhe Om Maha Punatu Hridaye Om Jana Punatu Nabhyam Om Tapaha Punatu Padayo Om Satyam Punatu Punashirisi Om Tham Brahma Punatu Sarvatra Om Bhu, Om Bhua, Om Saha, Om Maha, Om Jina, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Ritancha Sityancha Vidha Tapaso Adhijayat, Tato Ratrijayat, Tata Samudro Anava, Om Samudra Dhanavadadi Samavatsaro Ajayat, Aho Ratrani Vidadhata Vishwasya Mashito Vashi, Om Surya Chandramaso Dhata Yata Purvam Kalpayat Devanch Prithvi Chantarikshamato Swaha Om Prachi Digni Radipati Rasito Rakshita Ditya Ishava Debhyo Namo Adipatibhyo Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Tanmaha Om Dakshina Digindro Adipati Tirasti Raji Rakshita Pitara Ishava Debhyo Nama Adipatibhyo Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Tanmaha Om Pratichi Digvarno Adipati Pradako Rakshitana Mishravate Namo Adipati Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Danmaha Om Udichi Diksamo Adipati Svajo Rakshitana Ishava Debhyo Namo Adipatibhyo Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Danaha Om Durva Digvishnu Radipati Kamasugriva Rakshita Virudishava Debhyo Namo Adipatibhyo Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Vastuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Damaha Om Urudva Dibrihaspati Radipati Shivratro Rakshita Varshamishava Debhyo Namo Adipatibhyo Nama Rakshitebhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astuyo Asman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dismistam Mojam Me Tanmaha Om Udvayam Tamasaspari Swaha Pashyanto Uttaram Devam Divitra Surya Maganam Jyoti Rutamam Om Aditam Jata Vedasam Devam Vahanti Ketava Drishe Vishvaya Suryam Om Chitaram Devanamogadanikam Chakshunmityasya Varunanasya Apradhya va Prithvi Antakshan Suryatma Jagatastastu cha Swaha. Om Tachakshur Devahitam Purasta Chakramacharat Pashemi Sharada Shatam Jivemi Sharada Shatam Shaniyami Sharada Shatam Prabhavami Sharada Shatnadina Syami Sharada Shatam Bhuyashi Sharada Shatat. Om Bhurvua Svatat Savitarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. हे ईश्वर दयानि दे भगवत कृपया नन्य जगोपासनादि कर्माणा धर्मात् कामा मोक्षाणं सद्य सिद्धिर्भवने. ओम नमः शंभवाय च मयोभवाय च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवकराय च. ओम शांति शांति शांति.
Thank you so much, Prerna, for guiding us through our Sandhya. Now we will be beginning our Havan, and if Prerna wants to sing the Ishwar Stuti Upasana mantra and start us off with our Havan.
Okay. Om Vishwani Deva Savita Duritani Parasuva Yadbadram Tanyasuva. Om Hiranya Garva Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asi Sadhadhara Prithvi Dhyamapema Tasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Yatmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chaya Amritam Yasya Mrityo Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Yapranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Indraja Jagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Yasya Pipatashitashpada Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Yena Dyauragra Prithvi Chadritha Yena Swasavitam Yena Nakha Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Om Prajapate Natadeta Nanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babhuva Yatkamaste Juhumastano Astu Vayam Syama Patayo Reina. Om Sano Bandhajanita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amritamanashana Nastrithiye Dhamanna Dhairayanta. Om Agnenaya Supatharaye Yasman Vishwani Deva Vainani Vetvan Yo Dasmajuhurana Meno Bhuishtantena Muktim Vidhema.
Thank you again so much, Prerna, for starting us off with the Havan. Now, me and Ryan will finish off the Havan. We will do Agni Prajwalan and we will do some of the Achman. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let me pin. Great. So first we will start with Achman. Please take a little water in your right hand and sip it on Swaha. Om Amrito Pasamasi Swaha. Om Amrita Pitamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yesha Shri Meshitam Swaha. Clean off your right palm a bit with water. Now place a little bit of water in your left palm, and using your two middle fingers, your ring and middle finger, you will take a little bit of water and touch your parts of the body, going right first and then left. Om Vang Me Ase Astu. Om Nasor Me Prano Astu. Om Akshor me Chakshurastu. Om Kanor me Shotramastu. Om Bahor me Balamastu. Om Urvoj me Ojoastu. Ani me Gani Same Santu. Now we will start Agni Prajwalan. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha. All right, let's keep going. Om Bhurbhuva Svadyo Ribabu Mana Pritavi Vavaremna Tasyaste Pritavi Devayajani Prishtim
Gamanadaman Vidyadade. There's too much air.
Should I get the lighter? I'll get the lighter. I'll get the lighter. Om Udbuddhaswagni Pratijagari Twamishta Purte Sam Srijaya Sha Asmin Sadaste Adutarasmin Vishwe Devaya Jamana Shashidata. Now dip your dip some samagri in ghee, samidha in ghee, and on swaha we will place it in the havan kund. Om Ayantat me Atma Jata Vedase Nedasava Dasa Cheda Vadaya Chasman Prajaya Prashabhi Brahma Varchase Nana Denat Samedayat Swaha Idamagne Jatvet Sedanam. Om Samedayagnim Duvasagrita Budaya Tatim Asmin Havya Juhotana Swaha Idamagne Jatvet Sedanam. Om Susamidha Gritam Tivram Juhotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Swaha Idamagne Jatve Sedanamam. Om Tantva Samidirangiro Grite Varadhyamasi Bicho Chaya Shivishni Swaha Idamagne
Sedanam.
Now we will recite this mantra 5 times, and every time we will offer a little bit of ghee in the havan kund. Om Ayantat me Atma Jata Vedase Nedasava Dasa Cheda Vadaya Chasman Prajaya Prashubhibhama Vachase Nana Denat Samedayat Swaha Idamaine Jatvet Sedanmam. Om Ayantat me Atma Jata Vedase Nedasava Dasa Cheda Vadaya Chasman Prajaya Prashubhibhama Vachase Nana Denat Samedayat Swaha Idamaine Jatvet Sedanmam. Om Ayantat me Atma Jata Vedase Nedasava Dasa Cheda Vadaya Chasman Prajaya Prashubhibhama Vachase Nana Denat Samedayat Swaha Idamaine Jatvet Sedanmam. Om Ayantat me Atma Jata Vedase Nedasava Dasa Cheda Vadaya Chasman Prajaya Prashubhibhama Vachase Nana Denat Samedayat Swaha Idamaine Jatvet Sedanmam. Om Ayantadma Atma Jata Vedase Nedasa Vedasa Cheda Vedaya Chasman Prajaya Prashubhibhama Varchase Nana Dena Tamedayat Swaha Idame Jatvet Sedanam. Now we'll do some Jal Prokshan. Sprinkle a little bit of water in each direction. We will first do east, then west, then north, and then we will sprinkle a little bit of water all around the Havan Kund. Here. Om Adite Anumnasa. Om Anumnate Anumnasa. Om Saraswate Anumnasa. Om Deva Savita Prasuvayagyam Prasuvayagyam Patim Bagaye Divyo Grandarva Kita Pukita Napunatu Vachana Sadatu. Now we will offer a little bit of ghee into a Havan Kund in a straight line. First we will do left, then the right side of the Havan Kund, and then in middle. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Danamam.
Om
Maye Swaha Idam Somaye Danamam. Om Prajapate Swaha Idam Prajapate Danamam.
Om
Naye Swaha Idam Indraye Danamam. Om Suryo Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha. Om Suryo Varjo Jyoti Vacha Swaha. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swaha. Om Sajur Deva Savitra Sajur Shindra Mritya Vityano Suryo Vetu Swaha. Om Agnir Jyoti Jyoti Ragni Swaha. Om Agnir Vrjo Jyoti Vrja Swaha. Om Swaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajur Sena Vitya Jushana Agnavetu Swaha. Om Buragnaye Pranaye Swaha Idam Pranaye Danamam. Om Purvai Pranaye Swaha
Idam Vaive Pranaye
Danamam.
Om Swaridatya Swaridatya
Pranaye
Pranaye
Swaha
Idam
Idam
Vedanam.
Om Bhurbuva Swaragnivaye Vaditye Pranapan
Swaribhyan
Swaha.
Idam Vaiva Ditebhyan
Pranapan
Pranapan Vyanebhyan Danam.
Om Apo Jyotirasaumitam Brahma Bhurbuva Swarum Swaha.
Om Yamidam Devagana Pitarushapasate Tayamam Adamidhaya Midha Vinam
Kuru Swaha.
Om Vishwani Deva Savita Duritani Parasuva
Yadradam Tannaya Suva Swaha. Om Agnayne Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yoda Sajuhurana Meno Bhushante Nama Uktim Videma Swaha. Om Bhurbuva Swaha Tatsaviturvareniyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Swaha. Om Yadasakarmanoti Dicham Yadvanyu Mikaram Agnishushrita
Vidyat
Vam Shrishtam Suhutam Karotu Me Agnaye Shrishtikite Suhute
Hute Sarva Praya Shruti
Hutinam
Kamanaman
Kamanaman
Samaradityaye Sarvana Kaman Samaradityaye
Swaha Idam Agnishritike Danamam. Om Swaha Idam Prajapate Danamam. Om Sarvavai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvavai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvavai Purnam Swaha. We will now do the Yajna prayer. पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, चोर देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। वेद की बोले ऋचाए, सत्य को धारण करे, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे, शोक सागर से तरे। अश्वमेधादिक ऋचाए, यज्ञ कर उपकार को, धर्म मर्यादा चला कर लाभ दे संसार को। नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति से यज्ञादि हम करते रहे, रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहे। भावना मिट जाए मन से पाप अत्याचार की, कामनाएं पूर्ण होवे यज्ञ से नर नार की। लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवदारी के लिए, वायु जल सर्वत्र हो शुद्ध कंद को धारण किए। स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा, प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो, इदन मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो। प्रेम रस में मग्न हो कर वंदना हम कर रहे, नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, चोर देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए, प्रभु मानसिक बल दीजिए, प्रभु मानसिक बल दीजिए। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कष्ट दुःख भावरे। सबका भला करो भगवान, सब पर कृपा करो भगवान, सब पर दया करो भगवान, सबका सब विधि हो कल्याण। हे प्रभु,
आप सर्वशक्तिमान, न्यायकारी, दयालु, अजन्मा, अनंत, निर्विकार, अनादि, अनुपम, सर्वाधार, सर्वेश्वर, सर्वव्यापक, सर्वांतर्यामी, अजर, अमर, अभय, नित्य और प्रवृत्त करता है। आपकी उपासना करना ही योग्य है। हे प्रभु, हमें सात्विक पवित्रियां जादित हों, क्षमा, सरलता, निर्भयता, अखंड शून्यता इत्यादि शुभ भावनाएं हमारी संपत्ति हों, हमारी वाणी में मिठास हो तथा दृष्टि में प्यार हो, विद्या और ज्ञान से हम परिपूर्ण हो, हमारा व्यक्तित्व महान तथा विशाल हो। हे प्रभु, यही आपसे प्रार्थना है, इसे स्वीकार कीजिए।
ओम शांति। Yeah. Okay. So now we have concluded with HAVAN, and now I would like to talk a little about our topic of the day, which is honesty. And I would like everyone to participate, even if you haven't prepared anything. Just say a few words about honesty. I can start off, and I will just say 10 lines on honesty. So the aspect of honesty is essential in our lives. Honesty implies being truthful to others and oneself. Before we are truthful to others, we must be honest with ourselves. If we deny the truth ourselves, there is no way in which we can offer honesty to the world. Dishonesty, lies, and falsification of facts are only momentary and short lived. In the long run, the truth reveals itself and destroys the false. Honesty makes one's life simple and free of all complications. The importance and the need to be honest should be taught to people from the very beginning. Honesty instills a sense of respect and self confidence. Honesty should reflect not only in our words, but also in our actions. So I just want everyone to say a few words about honesty. Do we have any volunteers to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay. So honesty, according to the dictionary meaning, honesty is a set of moral characters that denotes positive and virtuous attributes such as integrity, truthfulness, straightforwardness, along with the absence of lying, cheating, theft, etc. Honesty also involves being trustworthy, loyal, fair, and sincere. My mom says, when no one is watching, God is watching. There might be times when we would be alone and tempted to lie or cheat, and we might feel that no one is looking. However, when I'm tempted to do so, I remember that my parents say that God is watching us any and everywhere, and we must not lie. Honesty goes a long way, and people who are honest are the ones that succeed in long term. I want to give an example of when I want to eat a snack and I want to eat more and more of it out of desire. I want to tell my mom that I didn't eat the snack, but I know that with one lie, I'll have to lie more and more because desires never stop. Therefore, it's best that we control our desire to lie so that honesty can prevail, which is in best interest of everyone.
Thank you so much, Ryan. That was a nice example too. So if you want to say a few words about honesty, please just go ahead and unmute.
I can say a few words on honesty.
Great. Go ahead.
So I agree with Ryan. Like once you say one lie, then you're gonna have to then in order to cover up that lie, you're gonna have to do at least 10 more lies in order to cover it up, which one can fill you with a lot of guilt, and two when someone finds out about the truth, then they are more likely to get in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to what Ryan and Prerna said, once you lie, there's always a sequence of lies that follows. Thank you so much, Prerna. Anyone else? Yash and Yashvi, I see you're unmuted.
If you are like honest, you will tell the truth and others will forgive you. If you hide, you will feel guilty.
Yeah, very kind words. Yash, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if you lied, then you would have to bear with the guilt, and you would also have to say more lies to cover what you said. And then if somebody did find out that you lied, then they would feel betrayed, and then you would carry a lot of guilt.
Yeah, that's really great and a good example that once you lie, it's just morally wrong and you have to live with the guilt. Anyone else want to go? Just a short few words. Just unmute and you can talk. Ronik, do you want to say a few words on honesty?
If you're not honest, you're in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not honest, you can always get in trouble. And like so many other people said that honesty will always catch up to you and that the lie will almost always get uncovered. Thank you so much, Ronak. Anyone else want to say a few words on honesty? It can just be one or two words, even if you're not prepared. Just unmute if you want to say anything.
Anish wants to say something. Anish?
Sure, go ahead.
If you're honest, everyone will love you.
Yeah, that's definitely that's very good because every relationship relies on honesty, and if you're honest, everyone definitely love you. Thank you so much, Anish. Anyone else before we go on to Bhajan?
What about Pari?
Pari, do you want to say anything on honesty?
Hi, Ryan, all the kids. Hello.
Yeah, please. Do you want to say something on honesty?
Abhilashi, namaste. Okay, yes.
Namaste. Ryan, I would like, and all the kids, I would like to ask a question actually. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's completely fine. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. What do you think? Why are people dishonest?
That's a great question. Does anyone besides me want to start off the discussion? Just unmute if you want to say anything. Ronik, do you want to start off? You just unmute and talk.
When they are dishonest, they hide.
They hide?
Yeah, they hide when they're dishonest.
Yeah, that's a good point. But why do you think they are dishonest in the first place?
I think they're dishonest. They want to lie.
They want to lie? Okay, good job. Yash and Yashvi, do you guys have anything to say?
Yeah, I think dishonesty, like why people are dishonest, because when they do something, they know they want to get in trouble, but they don't want to get in trouble, so they hide it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you want anything else to say? Because I cut you off. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right. So yeah, as Yashvi said, that people lie because they want to cover up something and they don't want to get in trouble. Like Ryan said, if he eats more snacks, then he might get in trouble with my mom, but he wants to lie to not get in trouble. Prerna, you are unmuted. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. So some people like to just get benefits quickly. Like if you tell the truth, then you can still get a lot of benefits, but it'll take more. But it most likely will take more time. If you lie, then you get a quick benefit, but it also goes away just as fast as it came.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. That if you lie, you might want it for something selfish, and usually people are taught not to be selfish, but sometimes it's easier to take a shortcut and get punished for it than go the right way. Anyone last minute want to jump in? Anything about honesty? Anything about why people are dishonest? Otherwise, we're gonna go right to Bhajan.
Can I say something about honesty?
Yes, of course.
Wanted to give my honest opinion about honesty. When you are honest, you feel good within yourself. So I wanted to tell all the kids, try to find that good feeling within you. You know, when you are lying, it will be heavy-hearted. You feel it's so you have to find that inside yourself, within yourself. If you feel good about it, then you are doing right thing.
Yeah, that's that's definitely true.
Ryan, I would like to say one thing.
Yeah, sure.
One
Go
thing
ahead.
to all the kids. So, I may be wrong, I may not be complete, but in most of the cases, people lie because of fear, because of reprimand. So anytime if it comes to your mind, if you're prompted towards lying, think yourself, are you afraid of something? Are you afraid of your mom? Are you afraid of your teacher? Are you afraid of something which is making you to lie and not be truthful? So if you can overcome your fear and ready to meet the challenge which is going to come, I think you will not lie, you will stop lying. So ask yourself whenever you face certain situation that yes, I'm like about to say something which is not true. Okay, be courageous, stand up, and stop lying, and this will really help you. You'll be more courageous, you will have more energy and strength within you to face the challenge rather than lying.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Jitinder uncle, do you
I-
want to?
yeah, I just wanted to add, the Vedas have a mantra called Satyameva Jayate Nanritam Satyena Pantha. All the legal system, all the courts in India have that as a motto in the background where the judge sits. Satyameva Jayate, basically it means that truth will always triumph, Nanritam Satyena Pantha basically means truth has its own way of actually coming out. It will find its way no matter how people may try to cover it up, but it kind of like a stream of water will find some way of actually leaking out. So the emphasis is Satyameva Jayate. Truth will always triumph. So just wanted to add that to it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Actually, Jitinderji, I have one more question for you. As Mr. Tiwari was saying that we always lie because of our fear. How do you think, what do you think is a good way to get rid of fears and to overcome them?
I think fear is probably something that we perceive in our mind. We are afraid of certain consequences. Something that you build up in your mind, which may or may not be true. It may be true for 25% of the time, and 75% of the time it may not be true. So we have to actually rationalize it and say, the best policy is I want to follow the path of honesty, and whatever I'm cooking in my mind as a consequence of actually maybe these consequences may not be true. So it's always best to actually take the path of honesty and leave the consequences to God, basically to sort it out for you.
Yeah, I would like to add that people usually are afraid when they think that what they are going to say is not acceptable to all people. But you should always remember one thing. It should be at the back of your mind that if you do the right thing, even if you're the lone person, you should not be afraid. Because ultimately, as the way your uncle said, truth is going to triumph. It might take a little longer, but definitely it will find its way. So don't be afraid. If you are right, you should not be afraid.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone that participated.
Okay, I wanted to add one more point here that whenever somebody not telling the truth, you can feel that from the tone of the voice and the body language. So if somebody is saying something honestly and something not honestly, you can see the clear difference. How the person is reacting, how the body language is, and all that. It's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. Anyone else? Just unmute and talk.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Like honesty, like if you want to cover honesty up, it's like a crumbled piece of paper. And as much as you try to uncrinkle it, always has some cracks in it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you talk like a little louder?
Like honesty, like if you want to cover honesty up, it's like a crinkled piece of paper. You have to, as much as you try to cover it up, it always has some cracks in it.
Dishonesty, as much as
that's a good point.
It's like a crumbled paper.
She said that crinkled honesty is like a crinkled piece of paper. All right, yeah. So what I got from that is that honesty is like a crinkled piece of paper. Once it's crinkled, you can't really cover it up. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yashvi, beautiful point, beta. Excellent. Great job.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hello.
All the kids are very nice. I really enjoyed today's discussion. Thank you, Ryan.
Bye.
Yeah, no problem. Next month we'll have a different topic, but Rani auntie, do you want to say something about honesty?
Yes, I want to. There's a quote by Paramhansa Yogananda that I want to read. This is about truth. There is no particular section of the world, nor any special group of people that may claim truth as an exclusive heritage. It is the rightful possession of every person and constitutes the equality of all souls before God. If you do not make an effort to know truth, to perceive it beneath the veils that hide it, you will not discover your own real nature and will therefore remain at mercy of outside forces of circumstances. In meditation, behold the star of divine wisdom, that its rays disclose the truth even ever within yourself. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Truth is mighty and shall prevail. So it's just, it tells that the truth is like you feel good and you feel, you know yourself by knowing the truth and by telling the truth, your own, nature. And as somebody else said, that God, God is there. If nobody else is watching, God is always watching. So always be truthful and honest,
Yeah.
no matter what happens.
Yeah, thank you so much for that quote. That was a great quote. And anyone else, like, we're about to move on to Bhajan, so just unmute and talk right now if you want to say anything.
Ryan and Aryan, thank you very much. You have done an excellent job, a good start, good role models for the coming people, and we want to give you a loud applause.
Thank you so much. Yeah, from here we only want to expand and make sure that more people participate. So again, if you want to participate in next month bhajans, mantras, anything, please just reach out and we can add you to the list.
Sky is the limit, guys. Don't stop.
Yep, exactly.
Great
Yeah,
job
it was
to
a
all.
Great job.
Great job to all the kids. Prerna, Pari, Yash, Yashvi, Ronak. Sugreevji, your son's name is?
Anish.
Anish. Hello, Anish. Anish, you need to get your Didi next time, okay? Ipsita Didi.
He's in music right now.
Okay.
इसका music class चल रहा है.
Yeah.
But it was a very nice Havan. All the kids did a very great job. So chanting of the mantra, it was like non-stop, and Sanskrit, it was amazing, basically,
Yeah, it was. Thank you, guys.
And thank you, parents, too, for helping and in whatever way. Garima ji, thank you very much. Geeta ji, Hiral ji, and everybody else that I'm missing,
Ritika.
Yeah, Nitika.
Yeah.
Nitika, yeah.
Thank you, all the parents.
Yeah, I would say that Aryan, Ryan, and Pari and Prerna, sorry. Thank you, Garima. Yash and Yashvi, great job, guys. Really great job.
You guys are amazing. Keep it up, beta. I'm very proud of you guys.
Yeah. All right. I think we can from here go to Bhajan. So I will hand off the Zoom to Jitinder ji now.
Jitinder, वो सबसे पहले like wait कर रहा होता है कि But maybe does any kid want to sing a bhajan? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Ronak,
Yeah. Oh, Ronak, you had to say the bhojan mantra, beta. Can you say that for us?
Garima, whenever the time is for Aarti, Prerna will do the Aarti.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Should I bhojan mantra? Should I say the bhojan mantra?
Yes.
Yes.
Om Anapate Anastinode He Vasya Shushmana Pratataram Tamnode He Dutpade Chaturshpade Shanti Shanti.
Very
Thank
nice.
you so much. Yeah, very nice, Bhajan.
Very nice, Ronak.
Mantra. Yeah.
Anybody wants to do the Bhajans?
I would like to sing one, but unless the kids want to sing. Any kid want to sing?
Rani ji, आप गाइए.
अच्छा, मेरे को just give me 1 minute. I have to just get.
Okay.
Aryan and Ryan, you all can think about it.
Okay. तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई, मन ही देवता मन ही ईश्वर, मन से बड़ा न कोई, मन उजियारा जब जब पहले जग उजियारा होए, इस उजले दर्पण पर प्राणी, इस उजले दर्पण पर प्राणी, धूल न जमने पाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, सुख की कलियां दुख के कांटे, मन सबका आधार, सुख की कलियां दुख के कांटे, मन सबका आधार, मन से कोई बात छिपे ना, मन के नैन हजार, जग से चाहे भाग ले कोई, जग से चाहे भाग ले कोई, मन से भाग न पाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तन की दौलत ढलती छाया, मन का धन अनमोल, तन की दौलत मन की छाया, मन का धन अनमोल, तन के कारण मन के धन को मटमाती में रो, मन की कदर भुलाने वाला, मन की कदर भुलाने वाला, हीरा जन्म गवाए तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए। भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए. Thank you. That was a long one, but okay.
Very nice, Raniji.
Thank you, Raniji.
Okay. Can I do the next?
Yeah.
वो शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जावे। वो शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जावे। पर सेवा पर उपकार में हम निज जीवन सफल बना जावे। पर सेवा पर उपकार में हम निज जीवन सफल बना जावे। वो शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, हम दीन दुखी निबलों विकलों, हम दीन दुखी निबलों विकलों के सेवक बन संताप हरे। के सेवक बन संताप हरे। जो है अटके भूले भटके, उनको तारे खुद तर जावे। वो शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जावे। छल दंभ द्वेष पाखंड झूठ, छल दंभ द्वेष पाखंड झूठ, अन्याय से निस दिन दूर रहे। अन्याय से निस दिन दूर रहे। जीवन हो शुद्ध सरल अपना, शुचि प्रेम सुधा रस बरसाए। जीवन हो शुद्ध सरल अपना, शुचि प्रेम सुधा रस बरसाए। वह शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, निज आन मान मर्यादा का, निज आन मान मर्यादा का, प्रभु ध्यान रहे अभिमान रहे। प्रभु ध्यान रहे अभिमान रहे। जिस देश जाति में जन्म लिया, बलिदान उसी पर हो जावे। जिस देश जाति में जन्म लिया, बलिदान उसी पर हो जावे। वो शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे, कर्तव्य मार्ग पर डट जावे। पर सेवा पर उपकार में हम निज जीवन सफल बना जावे। वह शक्ति हमें दो दयानिधे। Thank you very much.
Any of the kids?
I'm gonna sing one. तूने हमें उत्पन्न किया, पावन करा है तू, तुझसी की बात है प्राण हम, दुखियों की करता हरता है तुम, तेरा महान तेज है, छाया हुआ सभी स्थान, सृष्टि की वास्तु में तू हो रहा है विद्यमान।
आगे, that's it.
Very good, Anish.
Good, Anish. Very good, Anish.
Very, very nice. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Jitendra ji, we'll do Aarti.
You're unmute. You have to unmute.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे, भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, जो धावे पल पावे, दुख विनसे मन का, स्वामी दुख विनसे मन का, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, माता पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ किसकी, स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी, तुम बिना और न दूजा, प्रभु बिना और न दूजा, आस करूं मैं जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी, मैं से पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता, स्वामी तुम पालन करता, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, मैं मूरख पलकामी, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम हो एक गोचर, सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति, किस विध मिलूं दया में, किस विध मिलूं दया में, तुम हो मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम रक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे, करुणा हस्त बढ़ाओ, अपनी शरण लगाओ, पड़ा में तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा, भक्ति भक्ति बढ़ाओ, शरधा प्रेम भराओ, सनातन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तन मन धन सब कुछ है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा। तेरा तुझको अणपण, तेरा तुझको अणपण, क्या लाए मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जपिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बंधु, किसका त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव।
Thank you, Prerna.
शांति पाठ कर लेंगे?
शांति पाठ करो। या
ओम द्यौ शांति अंतरिक्ष
शांति पृथ्वी शांति शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पतय शांति विश्वेदेव शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेवि शांति सामा शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति 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 ओम।
सबको सादर नमस्ते। Want to say hi to everybody.
So do we have any announcements to make, Geeta ji, Rani ji?
Geeta ji, I think we should have an executive committee meeting.
जी